Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Toon Duelists. My name is Prototype, and today I got a Galaxy Tachyon deck profile for you guys. I've seen only one profile that didn't play 7 Tachyon. 7 Tachyon is an expensive card at the moment because Ryseal, for example, is using it. So I decided to go ahead and give you guys a budget version of the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon deck. And since there's only one deck profile out there, I was like, I gotta get you guys a deck profile, but you guys can go check it out for yourself. This is a deck profile, and I got some combos at the end or explaining how the deck works basically. So enjoy it and let's dive into it. Okay guys, so for the monsters, we're playing 3 copies of Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon. This is our best card, our best starter, because you can special summon this from your hand and special summon a level 8 dragon from your deck. And since you always want to go into Xyz 8 plays, this is perfect 1-card starter. And with the Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon, you always summon out the Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon, because when this card is detached as an Xyz material, you're allowed to special summon from your deck the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon here, and that happens a lot. So this is a very good combo, specialing this one and then this one from deck, and then when you use it as Xyz and use the XYZ Monsters effect and detach Afterglow Dragon, you get to summon out this one here. So this is a very nice combo in itself. And we're playing the Afterglow Dragon 3 times because you can special summon this card from your hand if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, which we often do, and also we can get into our rank 8 plays with that. And you also want to maximize the level 8 dragon monsters in your deck in this build. Since we're not playing 7 Tachyon, we often play 2-card combos, and then this can be a part of a 2-card combo, but you'll see when I show the other monsters that we are playing later. Next up, we're playing 3 copies of Tachyon Cloud Dragon. This card can be special summoned when it's added to your hand by a card effect, which happens quite often, and then you can tribute this card to special summon the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon dragon here from your deck. And you always want to do that because with this monster you're searching your Tachyon Transmitigation, which is a really strong card because it's a counter trap, so only counter traps can chain to it, and it's an Omni negate, and it negates everything in the chain. So if your opponent goes chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, you come with this on chain 4, all the other 3 effects your opponents used are negated, which is unbelievably strong. And on top of that, they are shuffled back into the deck, so they don't even hit the graveyard or anything like that. They go back into the deck. So this is the craziest counter trap I've ever seen. And you can activate this from your hand if you control a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon monster that is Xyz. So yeah, you will see in the extra deck later which one that is. But crazy, it's a hand trap basically in this deck, and this is, oh my gosh, unbelievable. This card wins you the duels. But anyway, Tachyon, like I said, tribute and summon this one. This one always search this. And then we have Seifert here. Seifert is really good in this deck because if you normal summon this, you can tribute it and then add Tachyon Cloud Dragon to your hand. And then since it's added to your hand, you can special summon it and then tribute it, and then you get into your Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon here into your rank 8 or your level 8 dragon. But that's not everything. Instead of tributing it itself and getting the Tachyon Cloud Dragon, you could also tribute a level 8 monster in your hand and then add yourself the Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon, which is, like I said, your best starter. So with this card here, you can search your best starter. So that's why you have to play this as a 3-off for sure. And you don't even have to use a level 8 dragon monster to do that. You can also tribute Seifert and Tachyon Cloud Dragon, for example, if you threw into both, because together they're also level 8, and then you can also add Schwarzschild and Infinity Dragon. So yeah, this is also a very, very strong starter for you, basically, and helps with consistency a lot. And then for the rest of the monsters in this deck, we're playing 3 copies of Nebula Dragon. Nebula Dragon is very good because you can special summon this and another level 8 dragon monster from your hand. So you go into your rank 8 place with this card pretty easily. It's almost like the Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon. The only difference is that it doesn't summon from deck, it summons from hand. But since we're playing a bunch of level 8 dragons, this card is always online, and therefore it's also a very good starter for you. And then we have Dark End Evaporator Dragon. This card is also easily special summoned by itself from the hand by sending a level 8 fusion dragon monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, which we have, or banishing it. I don't even know, it doesn't even matter because we don't use the effect anyway, but of the monster we're sending. But here, so easy special summon, extends your level 8 place, or can be a starter if you have just one other rank level 8 monster on the field. So for example, what happens a lot is, for example, you have the Cloud Dragon here, you tribute it, and then you summon the Tachyon Dragon, and then you only have one level 8 dragon monster on your field, and then you can special summon this card with its own effect, and boom, you have your rank 8 play right there, and you can go from there. And on top of that, you can also use its fusion effect and fusion summon a monster out that we will see later in the extra deck. And that's very useful when you get hand trapped and you cannot play anymore and your opponent stopped your plays basically. Then you can still get the fusion monster from this card here out. That is also 3 negates, which is crazy, but later more in the extra deck. And then we're playing a total of 16 non-engine cards. 3 Drawn Lock, 3 Effect Wheeler, 3 Imperm, 3 Nips, 3 Ash, and 1 Called by the Grave. Guys, like always, non-engine is up to your personal preference. You can always play Fuwalos or any other of the Mulchami cards, for example. I like this hand trap lineup right here because it stops your opponents most of the time if you draw at least 1, or sometimes when you draw 2, your opponent usually doesn't play through it. So yeah, this is a good hand trap lineup in my opinion. So in the extra deck, we are mostly playing rank 8 XYZ Monsters, of course. These are the only cards that are not rank 8 XYZ right here. This is the card that we are sending with Darkness and Vaporator Dragon to special summon it. And then this is the fusion monster that we can special summon with our Darkness and Evaporator Dragon. And this card's effect is that it basically you cannot activate it, it always chains itself. So every time a monster or spell or trap effect is activated, this card loses 1000 ATK and death, and if it does, then the effect is negated. So when this card is on the field and it's your opponent's turn, it's 3 negates till your opponent can play, which is really strong. But after that, the disadvantage of this card that I also need to point out is this effect keeps activating. And so if you have a hand trap in your hand, like Ash Blossom for example, this card always chains first, and then you cannot chain Ash Blossom anymore after this card has already chained. So it does also block your hand trap plays, but like I said, going through 3 negates for your opponent is usually really tough. Then we have Galaxy Satellite Dragon here. This card is only in the extra deck because we attach it as XYZ material to another monster that we have in the extra deck, and then we put it into the graveyard, and then the graveyard effect is not that bad. It changes ATK and death, like it pushes in the battle phase or something. It's not that important, doesn't come up that often, but sometimes it's nice to have it. And then we have the Galaxy Eyes Sun Eruption Dragon here. This card is not that bad because you can add a monster from your graveyard back to your hand. A Photon or Galaxy monster it has to be, but since this is a Galaxy Photon Tachyon deck, all the monsters or most of the monsters that we have in the graveyard can be added back. And yeah, it's a link too, so this comes up more often than the Satellite Dragon. And when this guy here is sent with the effect of our Darkness and Evaporator Dragon, you can target a monster you control and change its level to level 8. So sometimes you can put Cypher to level 8, or you can put the Tachyon Cloud Dragon here into a level 8 monster, change it into a level 8 monster, and then you can go into a rank 8 place. Since you have this one on your field, then yeah, that's also another reason why we are playing this one, because it helps us with our rank 8 place. Alright guys, then let's look at our rank 8 monsters that we are playing in here. So first of all, we are playing Dragluxion. This card is the card you want to summon out all the time. Like, this is the first card you always go into as soon as you're rank 8 ready. This is the card that you're summoning out, because this one, when it's special summoned, lets you add a Galaxy or Tachyon card from the deck to your hand. So you have pretty much 3 choices here that you go into. Either you go directly for the Transmitigation, or you go for the Cloud Dragon, and then its effect activates, you can special summon it and you tribute it, and then you summon out the Galaxy Tachyon monster here. But if you used Cloud Dragon's effect already, then of course you can go directly into this one, and you could special summon this on your opponent's side of the field, and then also add yourself a Tachyon Transmitigation again, if you have already used this effect on your side of the field, because you can use it on your side of the field once and then on your opponent's side of the field again, because then it's your opponent that uses this effect, so the once per turn is basically not in place. And that's how you can use this monster here to add yourself to Tachyon Transmitigations. And I know your opponent controls this monster then, but it doesn't really matter, because Tachyon Transmitigation is so much stronger, so you can give this monster to your opponent without having a worry in the world. And on top of that, you also have a monster in your extra deck that we will see in a second that will steal your opponent's monster, so you can basically steal this card back to your side of the field. Okay, then we have the Galaxy Tachyon Dragon here. This is the card that you wanna summon out with this one, because this one's effect is also detached to material and then summon a rank 8 monster from your deck. So use this effect to summon out this one. This is always a standard play that you always wanna do. This one's effect is also pretty strong, because in the beginning of the battle phase, you can detach material and then negate the effects of all other monsters that are on the field. And then after that, every time an effect resolves, this card gains 1000 ATK. So this is also very good to OTK your opponent. And of course, negating all other monsters on the field's effect is a very strong effect in the battle phase. And then, because it enables you to OTK your opponent without them being able to interrupt you or anything. And maybe just one other quick comment. For this one, when you detach the material, you usually detach the Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon and its effect triggers, and you can summon out the Photon Dragon. So that's why we like to see this card a lot. That's why we're playing it as a tree-off. And then we have here number 97, Dragluxion. This card is pretty simple. You detach material and then you can summon one other number dragon monster from your extra deck, and then detach another, or not detach, but attach another number dragon monster to it as material. So basically, when you summon this out and you're going first, you summon this one out and put this one as material, and then this one is a spell negate. And if you're going second, you do the other way around. You're summoning this one out and using this one as material, and then this one gains ATK according to the rank monster levels on the field. So basically at least 9000 when you have these two out. If you have this one on top out, then it's 8000 more, so 17,000 ATK. So this is also a very nice way to OTK your opponent. For the rest of the rank 8 XYZ Monsters, we're playing number 62. This one gains ATK times 200 equal to the combined rank of all XYZ monsters that are currently on the field. So this one usually gets also really big ATK wise and helps your OTK. But this is not the strongest part of it. The strongest part of it is you can summon this one using this one as material, and then this one's effect is basically very good when you have the Galaxy Photon Dragon as material on it. Yeah, this one that we also summon out a lot, since we always summon it when this one gets detached as material, which happens all the time. So then we have this one, and when this card has this one as material, then it gains 2 strong effects. It's unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, which is already really strong, and it also gains ATK equal to the combined levels or ranks of attachments to this material times 100. So this one gets big and is unaffected by monster effects, so your opponent has usually a hard time to remove it when it's on the field. And at the start of your battle phase, you can detach 1 material from this card, and then this card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during this battle phase. So yeah, also very good OTK machine. Alright, then we have the Galaxy Eyes X Dragon here. This is the monster I was talking about. Wait, no, this is supposed to be like that. We have the Galaxy Eyes Dragon here. This is the monster I was talking about that can steal monster of your opponent, so basically take control of it. Like I said earlier, when your opponent, when you summon this to your opponent's side of the field, then you can summon out this one and grab this one back, and you have it on your side of the field again. And then you can summon X Dragon out by using this one as material. And then X Dragon is just another strong card that has a bunch of ATK, and on top of that, you can detach 2 materials from this card, and then your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects, which is really strong because most of our monsters are light monsters, or basically all boss monsters, all important monsters we play in here are light monsters. So that's a good protection effect. And then also in the standby phase, you can target an XYZ monster in your extra deck, put it back in your graveyard, put it back into your extra deck, and then summon it from the extra deck by using this card as material. So for example, if our Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon is already in the graveyard because our opponent was able to get rid of it, then we can put it back into the deck and then summon it using this one as material. So this is also a really nice effect. And then we have number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. This is a monster negate. Careful guys, very strong card, but doesn't come up too often in our deck here because we usually get locked into dragon monsters, and this is a warrior monster, so this one cannot be summoned that often. Sometimes it's possible, that's why we're playing it, but yeah, just be careful that you don't misplay with this card, because sometimes you want to summon it and you cannot, and then of course it's a misplay. And then the last Galaxy Eye Dragon card that we're playing is this one here, because this one can be summoned when you control another Galaxy Eyes XYZ monster, so basically almost your entire extra deck. You can summon this out and then use the monster you used for it as material. So for example, when you have this one on the field, you can put this one on top. And then the effect is you can detach a material and destroy 1 card your opponent controls, which is really strong, especially for destroying spell or traps. This is what we are mostly using it for. We're not destroying monsters that often because usually we have in this deck so much ATK that we can go over any monster, so we don't need to destroy them with card effects. We usually get rid of spell or traps that annoy us with this one right here. And that's it for the extra deck. Combos real quick. The combos are pretty straightforward. You always want to reach rank 8 as fast as possible. So let me showcase you some examples that we have. So for example, you drew into Nebula Dragon and Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon, use Nebula Dragon's effect and then special summon both of them, and then you can go into rank 8. Schwartz Shield here, pretty simple, special summon it, special summon the Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon from your deck, go into rank 8. Seifert here, pretty simple, you summon it, and then you tribute it, add yourself Tachyon Cloud Dragon to the hand, effect activates, special summon it, use its effect, tribute it, and then you special summon out the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon monster here. And then, for example, you have the Dark End and Evaporator Dragon in your hand. Special summon this one by sending the Chaos Dragon or banishing it. And then you also have your rank 8 play here again. Some tips or tricks here. When you have Ciphered, when you summon this one out, and you have, for example, the Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon in your hand, you can also tribute the Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon from your hand, and then add yourself the Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon. You can only use this one though if your opponent controls a monster already in that case, so this is only an option for going second. But what also happens sometimes is you have both of them in your hand, so you summon Ciphered, then you tribute Ciphered and Cloud Dragon, and then you add yourself the Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon, and since you don't control a monster now, you can use its effect and combo off with it. So yeah, this is basically the different kind of cards you draw into your hand and how you get started. Some are 1-card combos and some are 2-card combos, but yeah, any of those cards are never bricks, you can always play with them. So this is why this deck is also pretty consistent and why we are able to play 16 non-engine cards in this deck, because you always get your 1 or 2 card combos off here. Now let's just showcase one combo line or one combo, how it plays out, so you guys have seen it, how the combo works. We're using the Infinity Dragon in this showcase because this is a 1-card combo, just so you guys see what you can do. So let's say you have Infinity Dragon in your hand, you use its effect of course, you special summon it, and then special summon the Afterglow Dragon from your deck. Then you go into your first rank 8, and like I said, you always want to go into your, where is it? Here, I already put it to the side. Into your Dragluxion. You use its on summon effect, and then add yourself a Galaxy or Tachyon card to your hand, which is gonna be a Tachyon Cloud Dragon. Then Tachyon Cloud Dragon's effect triggers, you special summon it, you use its effect and special summon the Tachyon Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon from your deck. Then you use its effect and add yourself Tachyon Transmitigation to your hand. Let's put that over here for a second. Then you use the second effect of Dragluxion. You detach 2 materials, and then, so you guys can see it, and summon this one here out, and then because you used its effect to summon an XYZ monster out, you're allowed to attach a extra deck card as material, so you're attaching Galaxy Eyes Satellite Dragon as material to it. Then Afterglow Dragon triggers in your graveyard since you attached it as XYZ material, which allows you to special summon the, it's that one now here, the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck. And then you can go into your next XYZ 8 play here, and now you have a few options. If you were going second, let's look at those options real quick because they are quickly discussed. So for going second, you can either now summon out the Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon and then steal a monster your opponent controls and then go with that monster into Galaxy Eyes Cypher X Dragon and then call battle phase. Or what you can do is, instead of that, you can summon out the Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, and then with that one you can summon out the the Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon and then call battle phase. Okay, but for going first, you have other options. Going first, you can either go into Dragluxion here, use its effect, and then summon out the number 38 and using number 100 as material. So then you have a spell negate here, and then your Tachyon transmitigation omni negate. And of course, it was a 1-card combo, so you still have 4 other cards in your hand, which usually 1 or 2 are hand traps. So you have 3 or 4 interruptions right there going into your opponent's turn. Or another alternative that you could do instead of going into Traclupion is you could go with those 2 into the Galaxy Eyes Sun Eruption Dragon linked to, and then use its effect and add this one back to your hand. And then when you added this back to your hand, you special summon it to your opponent's side of the field. Let's move everything a little bit down just to symbolize this real quick. And then its effect triggers, and you can add yourself another Tachyon transmitigation from your deck to your hand. Then you pass your turn, and then you have 2 times the very strong counter trap here. One other thing I want to mention real quick is usually, or what happens a lot, is you use Schwarzspiel Infinity Dragon's effect, and your opponent uses Ash Blossom and negates it, you get hand trapped, and then you have Nebula Dragon, for example, in your hand, or any other starter. So you just use this effect and then summon those 2 out, and then go into your rank 8 place from there. So this deck also plays pretty well through a hand trap like Ash Blossom. Multiple hand traps can be an issue sometimes, depending on your hand, but through one hand trap you usually play easily with all the starters and combo variants you have in your hand. Okay guys, that's it for today's deck profile and combos. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It would help us a lot and is much appreciated. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.